The old timers showmanship list has been posted outside the podium, and it will be updated on Facebook in a few minutes.
How do I get it? I'm supposed to be moving on my book.
We're going to begin the breeding goat show here, starting with our breeding does. First class, year 0 to year old, we have Brooklyn Castile, Finley Clark, Laura Hayes, Heather Hayes, Olivia Mitchell, Emily Schillenberg, and Jay Strasser. We'd also like to introduce our judge this evening, Bradley Gill. Bradley grew up in Newport, PA, where agriculture has always been his passion. He was reaching FFA, developing his leadership and judging skills. A member of the 1995 PA State FFA Livestock Judging Team, securing 3rd individually in the state, and continued his success at the national level, finishing in the top 50 of individual contestants. Bradley graduated from Virginia Tech with an Associate of Animal Science and later graduated from Albright College in PA with a bachelor's degree in accounting. Bradley currently is a tax accountant and owns RH2 Accounting and Tax Incorporated in Louisville, PA, which specializes in tax preparation, payroll, and bookkeeping for individuals, small businesses, and agricultural operations. In his free time, he consults and mentors many youth showmen with their cattle and hog products. Over the past 7 years, Bradley has hosted clipping and fitting clinics and had the opportunity to judge livestock shows in many northeastern states, Arizona, Michigan, and Florida. Bradley and his wife April, with 2 children, Summer and Johnny, own and operate Double G Show Cattle in Newport, PA, where they specialize in Senegal and Maine influenced cattle and club calves. Thank you, Bradley.
Starting off our boar goat show here with a female that I think just has sheer raw natural power. One that I think has some performance to her in terms of her growth and scale. She's very long and lean about that neck. She's very open and smooth about that shoulder. Big old chest for in this one that stays really open in that rib shape. I think she's one that certainly handles with a lot of shape out the backside of that shoulder. Really strong top into that loin. Real level into her tail set. She's one that I think just kind of comes together in a pretty balanced, complete kind of package. The young lady's female coming out next. Again, I think one that just really resembles the class winner, quite honestly. One that I think certainly maybe we could just lengthen it just a little bit in terms of her neck pattern, but I think there's a lot of hair there. I think if she would just be cut, just a little bit shorter, it might just extend that out just a little bit. But she's one that's pretty, pretty raw and balanced in terms of her overall design. I like her in terms of her rib shape, the power that she brings forth out of that shoulder. She's a really wide loin kind of a female, again, that really stays level into her tail set. Really a female that's heavy boned, heavy footed. Just a really nice one that follows up very nicely. The young man brings us a female that I think is pretty stout and durable. Honestly, one that's big bone. This one's carrying a lot of hair. Certainly she's got a really big back on her. She's got a lot of rib shape, but as you start to handle her, she softens up a little bit. She's not as hard doing as the top two individuals. She's got a big hip in her, into that tail set, a wide pin set to her, big old stout foot. Just like to see this one maybe just handling just a little firmer at this moment. The young lady brings us one that maybe just not as high performing. She's probably the smallest female in this class, but certainly we really admire this one for trimness and her overall design. Really long, lean neck, smooth shoulder, big chested kind of an individual. Maybe a little bit shorter in her back in terms of things, but she's stout. She's got a lot of power out the back side of that, and through her back and down her top in the loin. She's one that carries forth a lot of circumference of leg. I think this one's got a bright future. Just like to see a little bit more performance out of this one. The young lady brings us one that for me is just a little bit more terminal. I know that's maybe not a word that we are going to relate to Bordeaux, and that's what we're trying to produce. But for me, she's one that I think just kind of comes at you with a little bit more tubular center of body to her, and a little bit flatter in terms of her rib shape. She's got a lot of power down her top. She's really a long spine kind of a female. Really has a lot of dimension into her tail set. Certainly, again, I just like to see this one soften up in terms of that middle one for the young ladies. Though coming out next, one that's certainly higher performing kind of a female. But here's one that just doesn't kind of conform to the whole meat goat aspect of the ones above her. Certainly a big, stout, powerful kind of a female. This one just is a little bit softer in her overall design, just not carrying herself quite as solid as the top individuals. Rounding out the class here with another one that's extremely high performing kind of a female. One that really has, I'd like to give her a little bit more leanness about that neck, extend that neck a little bit more, open her up, give her a lot more shape out backside of that shoulder, give her a lot more width in that groin, and power her up in terms of that circumference of leg to move her up in the arm.
First place goes to Brooklyn Castile. Second, LNH Showstock, shown by Heather Hayes. Third, Jay Strasser. Fourth, LNH Showstock, shown by Laura Hayes. Fifth place, Emily Schillenberg. Sixth, Finley Clark. And seventh, Olivia Mitchell. Next class, we have one entry, aged 13 months to 2 years old, shown by Olivia Mitchell.
Press that right down. Will come up like
Also, we'd like to keep the first and second place near the ring to go back in to compete for the Supreme and Reserve Supreme.
Single entry here in this class. Lady brings this one that I think really lays in pretty smooth and balanced. You talk about one that's pretty smooth shouldered and yet still blends into a nice rib shape to her. She's adequate in terms of her dimensional shape down her top and out the backside of that shoulder and into her loin. I think certainly this one's got a lot of future left in it.
First place, Olivia Mitchell. Then we'll move into our class 3, over 2 years old. One entry by Olivia Mitchell.
Performing kind of a female that you really have to admire for the length of neck that this one brings forward. Coming out, I think that really lays in pretty smooth. I'd like to just maybe open it up right there behind the shoulder, give her a little bit more power and a little bit more dimension and rack structure out under her top and her loin. She's a big square hip kind of a female into her tail set, but one that certainly would make like to just scout up down the ground in terms of her movement with some.
First place goes to Olivia Mitchell. Then we'll have coming back in the ring our first place from class 1, Brooklyn Castile. First place from class 2, Olivia Mitchell. And first class from class 3, Olivia Mitchell again. And then we'll also have our second place behind Brooklyn from our first class, shown by Heather Hayes.
the young ladies out of the first division bring us two pretty powerful females. Ones that simply are unique to the Borgia breed, set forth that, produce these really top wethers. I think both of the individuals really got the stoutness and the power, and yet still got the balance and the eye appeal to go ahead and do that and put back on the weather buck. I think for me, when we look and compare to the two other individuals, they're a little bit more plainer in their overall design, not as stout, not as bold as the overall skeletal structure. I'm going to go ahead and use the young lady's female out of the first batch, and the female out of the second female out of the first batch of breeders.
Our Supreme Champion breeding doe goes to Brooklyn Castile, and our Reserve Supreme Champion breeding doe goes to Heather Hayes. We'll get some quick pictures here with these goats.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated.
Alright, now we're going into our dairy goats, class 1. We have one entry by You Twisted Farms, age 0 to 6 months old.
The young lady brings us a 0 to 6 month Nigerian out here, one that I think has some good lines about her. She's really neat in terms of that neck pattern. She's smooth in terms of that shoulder. Really admire her in terms of that rib shape and that middle 1/3 that she's got. For me, I just like to maybe scout her up just a little bit. I like to give her maybe just a little bit more fill off the backside of that shoulder, and then down low maybe just add a little bit more bone and foot size overall. But really a nice female to start off with. Dairy goat.
First place, You Twisted Farms. Then we have our second class, one exhibit by You Twisted Farms, age 6 months to a year old.
Another young female that I think is really square in her overall design. She's level in her top and has some of this out into her tail. So for me, I just like to maybe see her close up in her shoulder. That neck just kind of wants to come out of that shoulder a little bit more prominent overall. But you really like her in terms of her rib shape, her depth of body to her stuff. She's one that, again, compared to her other first class there, she is a little stouter in terms of her circumference up under. She also, too, is one that I think really squares up nice down the ground for me here.
First place goes to You Twisted Farms. In our class 3, we have one entry by You Twisted Farms, 4 years and older.
Strong top kind of a female that's got some extension to that front 1/3, a real smooth shoulder, big red kind of a female, kind of aging up there a little bit, and in production, as I look underneath there, I think the teeth structure still holds good and firm as we're looking for. Maybe I'd like to just correct her and turn her just a little bit to the earlier days that she wants to hawk in just a tad bit overall, but it's really nice 4-year-old.
First place goes to you, Twisted Farms. Then class 4, we have 1 entry by you, Twisted Farms, a dry goat.
Another nice, solid 5-year-old female in this Nigerian division. One that's certainly still holding her own. I think in terms of her structure and stuff. She's got some length and extension in front end, smooth shoulder, big rib. I think she's really strong top of a female. If there's something that I could be really critical about, maybe just start bringing that attachments up. That she just has a little bit more angle to it, especially that front feet for me. But certainly a really nice female. Study these division Nigerians. I think each of them have their calls. There's one I think probably at least 3 out here to massive champion. I think there, we use her for 6 months. One I think just squares up. Really nice down to the ground in terms of her feet and structure. We changed some things. Yeah, but I think she closely follows in terms of her quality.
Our supreme champion dairy goat goes to you, Twisted Farms, and our reserve dairy goat goes to you, Twisted Farms. We'll get some quick pictures of them, and then we'll go into our breeding ram sheet.
these shows.
there. We have exhibited by Claire Cole.
You land nice. I think when we really study them, times are very similar, very consistent.
Exhibited by Emily Schiller. Really comes together. Really like it. In that ridge shape, wide and deep in that one. That dog and a tremendous amount of leg shape. Goes to Emily Schiller. Senior. First, if you want
really swear. Was a young lady's land that's insane. No, but certainly she's adequate, has that shape, and down to the point. Certainly we'd like to open her up in terms of her pin set a little bit, square her up overall in comparison to the second individual. But certainly I think feel this one's a little bit more on the maternal side of things with that performance. The young ladies, you coming outside. A little bit more tongue, a bit more, she's a little more overall design frame. For me, she's a little bit older and a point that big top, big kind of angle, shape, performance of her leg. Just like to see this. And then brings us this one. Length and the extensions that see this one tie just a little bit easier in terms of that chest forward and working with her balance. can set just a little bit. They go forth.
Our first champion goes to second place in reserve Schillinger, and third place goes to Ryan Liam with 1 and 3.
Sheep, I'm not a breeder. Last couple of weeks, this one's pretty cool. The natural jacket that she brings forth and stuff, and makeup and design just really goes along with her looks. She's one that's got a cool neck and head about her. She's smooth shoulder, big chested. Really admire this one for her length of spine. Her just a tremendous amount forward, but all the way through her, just a tremendous kind of a female.
In our class 5, we have a white face crossbred. In class 6,
think a very nice lineup. Some differences. We got, of course, down here. Not as high performing. I think it's still square and stay square. One that, I talked to in class, kind of a female, still that next power that do her good. Trophy and higher than some of the other ones in this big step. We really admire the extension of Scout. They're all the way back. Maybe just a little bit more modern, but just a tremendous amount of power. So, add just maybe a little in terms of things, but certainly she's one that so
Supreme Champion Youth is also Emily. She is our judge